What if the golden rule of content creation, the famous 1% rule, is actually holding you back from massive growth? For years, we've been told to just focus on creating, that only 1% create, 9% engage, and 90% just watch. But what if intentionally breaking this barrier is the key to unlocking exponential success? Prepare to rethink everything you thought you knew about building an audience and, more importantly, generating wealth from your ideas. Today, we're going to challenge this conventional wisdom. We also explore how strategically breaking the perceived limits of the 1% rule can lead to disproportionate financial gains. It's not just about saving more or earning a little extra. It's about shifting your mindset from slow, incremental progress to explosive, exponential growth. Let's start by talking about the illusion of incrementalism, the 1% rule in a financial sense. It often translates to advice like save 1% more each month or aim for a 1% better return. It feels safe, right? It's comforting. Small, consistent gains feel manageable and secure. But this focus on security often comes at a huge cost. Missed opportunities. Most common financial advice is designed to keep you safe, not to make you wealthy. It prioritizes avoiding loss over achieving significant life-changing growth. This safety-first mentality can trap you in a cycle of slow, linear progress, where you're always just getting by but never truly getting ahead. You end up on a treadmill, running hard but not really going anywhere new. The psychological comfort of these small wins blinds us to the monumental leaps we could be making. So, how do we break free? By unmasking hidden leverage points. These are the opportunities that most people overlook because they're too focused on the well-trodden path. It's about identifying neglected sectors or emerging technologies that have a disproportionate upside. Think about the early days of the internet, cryptocurrency, or artificial intelligence. Those who saw the potential before it was obvious and acted decisively reaped massive rewards. These leverage points aren't always about technology. They can be found in overlooked market inefficiencies, like a local service that's desperately needed but no one is offering, or in regulatory shifts that suddenly create brand new avenues for business and investment. Let's look at a case study. Think about someone who, instead of just putting money into a standard index fund, noticed the rise of the creator economy. They didn't just become a creator, they built a tool or a service that solved a major pain point for thousands of other creators. While everyone else was focused on getting a few more views, they built a scalable business that served the entire ecosystem. They saw beyond the obvious and took decisive action. That's the kind of thinking that leads to exponential returns. They didn't just participate, they created leverage. This brings us to a crucial concept: strategic risk-taking. Now, when I say risk, I'm not talking about gambling. There's a critical difference between blindly betting on a long shot and making an intelligently positioned investment. Gambling is hoping for a lucky outcome. Strategic risk is about finding situations with an asymmetric reward profile. This means the potential upside is massively greater than the potential downside. How do you do this? You need a framework. First, you define what a calculated risk looks like for you. It's about understanding the worst-case scenario and ensuring you can survive it. Can you afford to lose your initial investment? If the answer is yes, then you look at the upside. Is the potential return 10x, 50x, or even 100x your investment? If so, you've found an asymmetric opportunity. You need to develop the skill of assessing and mitigating the potential downsides doing your research. It's diversifying your bets, starting small while positioning yourself to capture the maximum upside. It's about moving beyond your financial comfort zone, but doing so with intelligence and a clear strategy. To truly embrace this, you need what I call the quantum leap mindset. Our brains are wired for linear thinking. We think if we work twice as hard, we'll get twice the results. The world of exponential growth doesn't work that way. Sometimes a small strategic shift in direction can lead to a 100x outcome. You have to stop thinking in straight lines and start thinking in curves and leaps. This means shifting from a linear progression to a nonlinear growth paradigm. It's about understanding that the path to massive success is rarely a steady climb. It's usually a series of plateaus, followed by sudden vertical jumps. Part of this mindset is embracing innovative models that amplify your capital and effort. Can you use smart financing to acquire an asset? Can you form a strategic partnership that gives you access to an audience or technology you could build on your own? These are force multipliers. In this game, speed and decisiveness are your greatest allies. Exponential opportunities are often fleeting. The window to get in on the ground floor of the next big thing is small. While others are debating and analyzing, the people who make quantum leaps are the ones who see the opportunity, do their due diligence quickly, and act. Hesitation is the enemy of exponential growth. You have to cultivate the confidence to make bold moves when the time is right. So how do you start on this path to disproportionate wealth? It begins today by changing how you look at the world. Here are your actionable steps. First, start actively looking for your own. Break the 1% rule opportunities. Every day, ask yourself, what inefficiency do I see in my industry? What emerging trend is everyone talking about but few are acting on? What problem can I solve in a scalable way? Second, commit to learning. Use the vast resources available online to do deep dives into high-growth sectors and emerging trends. Follow thinkers and investors who operate on the cutting edge. Read industry reports, listen to podcasts, and immerse yourself in the language and concepts of exponential technologies and markets. There are countless tools, newsletters, and communities dedicated to this. Find them and absorb everything you can. Finally, here's your call to action. I challenge you to find one piece of conventional wisdom you've been following, whether it's in your career, your investments, or your content strategy, and question it. Ask yourself, what if the opposite is true? What if there's a faster, more leveraged path? Start challenging the safe advice and begin designing your own path. Don't just aim to be the 1% who creates. Aim to be the 0.1% who sees the system, finds the leverage, and unlocks an exponential future. The opportunities are out there, waiting for those who are bold enough to seize them. Thanks for watching. If this video shifted your perspective, hit that like button and subscribe for more content that challenges the status quo. Let me know in the comments what conventional rule you're going to break first. See you in the next one.